This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away from 11th to 20th of March 2017 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Lawrence Montaigne. He was born in February 1931 and he died in March 2017. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lawrence Montaigne was an American actor, writer, and stuntman who was a familiar face in television, particularly in science fiction. He was best known for his memorable guest roles on the original Star Trek series, playing the Romulan Odysseus in Balance of Terror and the Vulcan Stone in Amok Time. He also appeared in classic films like The Great Escape and had a long career as a stuntman. Chuck Berry. He was born in October 1926 and he died in May 2017. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cardiac arrest. Chuck Berry was a legendary and revolutionary American singer, songwriter, and guitarist who was one of the undisputed pioneers of rock and roll. His electrifying showmanship, clever songwriting, and innovative guitar playing, including his signature duck walk, laid the foundation for virtually all of rock music. With timeless classics like Johnny B. Good and Maybelline, he was one of the first inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jack H. Harris. He was born in November 1918 and he died in March 2017. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Jack H. Harris was a prolific and independent American film producer, best known for the 1958 science fiction horror classic The Blob, which launched the career of Steve McQueen. He was a master of low-budget genre filmmaking and promotion, also producing films like Dinosaurs and John Carpenter's debut feature, Dark Star. He was a creative and enduring figure in the world of independent and B-movie cinema. James Cotton. He was born in July 1935 and he died in May 2017. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pneumonia. James Superharp Cotton was a legendary and Grammy-winning American blues harmonica player, singer, and songwriter. He was a protege of Sonny Boy Williamson II and rose to fame as a powerhouse harmonica player in Muddy Waters Band for over a decade. He later launched a successful solo career, leading his own high-energy bands and becoming one of the most influential and celebrated blues harpists of all time. Bernie Wrightson. He was born in October 1948 and he died in March 2017. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was brain cancer. Bernie Wrightson was a legendary and masterful American artist, widely regarded as one of the greatest horror illustrators of all time. Along with writer Len Wein, he co-created the iconic DC Comics character Swamp Thing, defining the character's monstrous and gothic look. He was celebrated for his incredibly detailed and atmospheric drawing style, particularly his stunning illustrations for a 1983 edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Auntie Fee. She was born in May 1957 and she died in March 2017. Her age was 59 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a heart attack. Born Felicia Odell, Auntie Fee was an American YouTube personality who became a viral sensation for her profanity-laced and unconventional cooking videos. From her South Los Angeles kitchen, she created budget-friendly meals with a no-nonsense, hilarious, and often explicit instructional style. Her authentic and unapologetic approach earned her millions of fans and made her a beloved internet icon. Jimmy Breslin. He was born in October 1928 and he died in March 2017. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pneumonia. Jimmy Breslin was a legendary and larger-than-life American journalist and author who was a quintessential voice of New York City. A Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist, he was known for his gritty populist writing style that championed the city's working class and gave a voice to its overlooked citizens. He was a master of the new journalism and one of the most colorful and influential newspaper columnists of his generation. Amy Krauss Rosenthal. She was born in April 1965 and she died in March 2017. Her age was 51 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was ovarian cancer. Amy Krauss Rosenthal was a prolific and beloved American author of children's books and adult memoirs, as well as filmmaker and radio host. She gained international attention just days before her death for her poignant New York Times modern love essay, "You May Want to Marry My Husband," a heartfelt tribute to her husband. She was known for her whimsical and interactive books that delighted readers of all ages. Lily Mae Bradford. She was born in October 1928 and she died in March 2017. Her age was 88 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Lily Mae Bradford was an American civil rights activist who played a courageous, though lesser-known role in the fight against segregation. Months before Rosa Parks' famous act of defiance, she was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Her case was one of several that were consolidated into Broder versus Gale, the landmark lawsuit that ultimately desegregated Montgomery's buses. David Rockefeller. He was born in June 1915 and he died in March 2017. His age was 101 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. David Rockefeller was an American banking executive, philanthropist, and the longtime patriarch of the enormously wealthy Rockefeller family. He served for many years as the chairman and CEO of Chase Manhattan Bank, becoming one of the most powerful and influential figures in global finance and politics. He was also a major philanthropist, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to causes related to the arts, education, and international relations. Thomas H. Friedkin. He was born in August 1935 and he died in March 2017. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a short illness. Thomas H. Tom Friedkin was a highly successful American businessman, aviator, and film stunt pilot. He founded Gulf States Toyota, the massively profitable private distribution ship for Toyota vehicles in several southern states, which made him a billionaire. A passionate aviator, he also owned a collection of vintage military aircraft and flew as a stuntman pilot in numerous Hollywood films, including Dunkirk and Pearl Harbor. Rebecca Bass. She was born in August 1955 and she died in March 2017. Her age was 61 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Rebecca Bass was a pioneering and highly respected American computer security expert, a former analyst at the National Security Agency. She was one of the earliest figures in the field of network intrusion detection and was affectionately known as the den mother of intrusion detection. She was a respected author, venture capitalist, and a key figure in development of the modern cybersecurity industry. Chandler Robbins. He was born in July 1918 and he died in March 2017. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. Chandler Robbins was a legendary and highly influential American ornithologist and author, a scientist at the United States Geological Survey for over 60 years. He was the senior author of the classic Birds of North America, a guide to field identification, The Golden Guide, one of the most popular and important field guides ever published. He was also a pioneer in the study of bird migration and the effects of pesticides on birds' populations. John Van de Kamp. He was born in February 1936 and he died in March 2017. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John Van de Kamp was an influential and respected lawyer and Democratic politician from California. He served 2 terms as the Attorney General of California, where he was a leading voice on criminal justice and environmental issues. He also served as a district attorney of Los Angeles County and was a longtime president of the State Bar of California. Edward Joseph McManus, he was born in February 1920 and he died in March 2017. His age was 97 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Edward J. McManus was a senior United States District Judge who served on the federal bench in Iowa for an incredible 55 years. Appointed by President John F. Kennedy in 1962, he was a highly respected jurist who presided over numerous significant cases during his long and distinguished tenure. He was a key and enduring figure in the Iowa legal community. Kika de la Garza, he was born in September 1927 and he died in March 2017. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from kidney failure. Kika de la Garza was a long-serving and influential Democratic politician from Texas. He served for over 3 decades in the United States House of Representatives, where he rose to become the powerful chairman of the House Agriculture Committee. He was a dedicated and effective advocate for farmers and ranchers and was a pioneering Hispanic leader in Congress. John Wheatcroft, he was born in July 1925 and he died in March 2017. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. John Wheatcroft was an American author, poet, and a longtime professor of English at Bucknell University. He was a prolific and respected writer who published numerous novels, collections of poetry, and plays. He was also the founder of the prestigious Tadler Center of Poetry at Bucknell and was a beloved mentor to generations of students. Edgar Smith, he was born in February 1934 and he died in March 2017. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from diabetes. Edgar Smith was an American man who was convicted of murder in 1957 and spent years on death row in New Jersey. While in prison, he became a celebrated author and legal scholar, famously writing the best-selling book Brief Against Death, which argued for his innocence. His case became a cause célèbre, but after his release, he committed another violent crime, admitting his guilt in the original murder and shattering the narrative he had built. Royal Robbins, he was born in February 1935 and he died in March 2017. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from progressive supranuclear palsy. Royal Robbins was a world-renowned and highly influential American rock climber who was a key pioneer of the sport in Yosemite Valley. He was a leading proponent of clean climbing, an ethical approach that avoids damaging the rock, which revolutionized climbing techniques. After his groundbreaking climbing career, he founded the successful Royal Robbins Outdoor Clothing Company, a brand that became synonymous with the sport. Tom Embry, he was born in November 1922 and he died in March 2017. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Tom Embry was a retired podiatrist who gained fame late in life for his incredible basketball free throw shooting. In 1993, at age 71, he set a Guinness World Record by making 2,750 consecutive free throws without a miss. He was a respected free throw coach and author known for his simple and highly effective shooting technique. Bob Bruce, he was born in May 1933 and he died in March 2017. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Robert Bob Bruce was a former Major League Baseball pitcher, a right-handed pitcher. He was a member of the inaugural 1962 Houston Colt, now the Astros team, and threw the first pitch in the franchise's history. He was a solid and dependable pitcher for several teams over his decade-long career in the major leagues. Andy Cohen, he was born in March 1958 and he died in March 2017. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. Andy Cohen was a former American swimmer who was a world record holder in the 100-meter freestyle. He was a dominant force in collegiate and international swimming during the mid-1970s. Though he missed his chance at Olympic glory, Due to the timing of his peak, he was a celebrated athlete who was a key figure in American swimming history. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.